What's up, Titans? I'm Brianna Shipp.
And I'm Nylene Garcia. You're watching Titan Sports.
Welcome back to Titan Sports, everyone. We sure are glad you could make it. This week, our show begins in Chicago, where WNBA superstar Candace Parker is leading the Chicago Sky in a heated series against the Phoenix Mercury. Now, these teams do have a bit of history. The last time they both made it to the WNBA postseason was in 2014, where they actually ended up facing off in the finals. Phoenix swept the series 3-0 all those years ago, but these are two entirely different organizations in 2021, and there really is no telling how this year's finals will play out.
That's very true, Brianna. The Chicago Sky started off the series with a dominating performance on Sunday, outshooting Phoenix 91-77. But just when the pundits and analysts began to count them out, the Phoenix Mercury put on a show at their home court and secured a victory with the final score of 91-86.
The tie will be broken tonight, Friday the 15th, when the Sky and Mercury meet again in Chicago's Wintrust Arena. Of course, there is still a chance for either team to walk away with the championship this year, and Games 4 and 5 of the series are scheduled for Sunday the 17th and Tuesday the 19th.
Tuesday, October 19th also marks the beginning of the NBA regular season. Now on Tuesday, the gods of basketball have truly blessed us with a pair of absolutely awesome matchups.
We begin on the West Coast, where the Golden State Warriors are taking on LeBron and the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, to be brutally honest, the Lakers have not been looking great so far, wrapping up the preseason with a 0-6 record. This includes 2 losses at the hands of Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors, and not by any slim margin. The Warriors beat down the Lakers 121-114 and 111-99 in their previous matchups. And quite frankly, I don't see why this game would be any different. The Lakers have some of the biggest superstars in the league, all playing under the same banner and shooting on the same hoop. But basketball is a team sport, and until the superstars playing for the Lakers can make the adjustments they need to, I feel that they are going to have a lot of trouble against the teams that they're up against this year. All right, Nylene, what's going on in the East?
Well, we have got an absolutely stunning season opener lined up, which will see the reigning champs, the Milwaukee Bucks, taking on the Brooklyn Nets in a clash for the ages. Both of these teams are solid, some might even say stacked, and it's extremely likely that this matchup is going to set the tone for the 2022 season.
Up next, we'll be looking at the MLB playoffs and our predictions for the World Series, as well as a wild Week 6 in the NFL. All of this and more after these messages.
Can I get the now bar, please?
$1.
Have a good one.
Got it.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Let me get a now bar.
Sure.
$1.
Appreciate you.
Got it.
Welcome back, Titans. Earlier this week, former Las Vegas Raiders head coach Jon Gruden confirmed that he would be resigning from the position after a report from the New York Times exposed his use of racist and homophobic language in a series of emails spanning from 2010 to 2018, during which Jon Gruden worked for ESPN. Rick Bocascia will be taking over as the Raiders head coach, and although it's been a rough few weeks for the Raiders, this team has the potential to become a force to be reckoned with, especially under the leadership of an experienced coach like Rick Bocascia, who has worked a variety of positions in the NFL and has one of the best goatees in the league.
Well, this week in the NFL, we've got some great matchups, but none of them are as high stakes as the battle between the Browns and the Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals are off to their best start in 47 years, entering Week 6 with an unembellished 5-0 record. Of course, many pundits and analysts are saying that this week is that their streak ends when they go on their road to Cleveland.
So definitely this game is going to be an exciting game to watch. I mean, you have the Arizona Cardinals that are 5-0, Cleveland Browns are 3-2, and Arizona Cardinals actually just received Zach Ertz from the Eagles, and that's going to be a crazy addition to their offense as a tight end. However, he's not going to be able to play in the Browns game, but will be in the rest of the season. So that should be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, and I don't know much about football, but I did go to my first football game recently, and I now understand the hype between all. So getting to learn everything, how it works and everything, it's really exciting, and I now understand why you guys are so crazy about it. So I appreciate all your knowledge, Brianna.
Thank you, Nylene. Well, the MLB Division Series came to a fiery close this week, which saw the Boston Red Sox shut out the Tampa Bay Rays early on and advance to the League Series. They'll be matched up against the Houston Astros, who won their division series against the Chicago White Sox.
Of course, many of us in California are still recovering from last night's battle between SoCal and NorCal, which saw the LA Dodgers clinch victory in a tie-breaking ninth-inning home run by Cody Bellinger. Thank God. The Dodgers will be taking on the Atlanta Braves on Saturday, October 16th at Truist Park in downtown Atlanta.
Well, that was an exciting game last night. I think everybody was so excited to see the Dodgers win. I wasn't, but that's okay.
I was especially happy because my roommate is from the Bay, and it's just a really good rival to have, a good friendly competition. So that's really fun, and I feel like even though we did win last year, and I've had friends that don't know much about baseball, they're like, they won last year, say something to the rest of us. I'm like, well, that was during COVID, so not saying that it wasn't as
Didn't
fun.
count.
It's like no one got to be there during the whole series and really cheer them on during the whole thing. So I feel like if the Dodgers were to go all the way to the World Series this year, it would just be a very different experience and feel like we're winning it with them.
Definitely. So do you think that the Dodgers will take home the pennant?
I do think they have a really good shot for the NLCS, but
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see who wins between the Astros and the Red Sox.
Well, as long as the Astros don't cheat, I think they might have a good shot this year.
Period.
Yeah. Well, Titans, as we bring this week's episode to a close, we would like to wrap up by talking about your Titan athletes and programs. So, Nylene, what's going on with the Titans, and what should we look out for?
Tonight, women's volleyball is playing against UC Irvine. They will play against UC Davis on the 22nd. Men's soccer will be going up against UC Riverside tomorrow night on the 16th, and they play at CSUN on the 20th. Women's tennis plays for the ITA at San Diego on the 21st through the 22nd. Well, from all of us here in the studio, thank you so much for joining us, and be sure to check out New Titan Sports social media accounts to keep up with us and the wide world of sports. Signing off, I'm Nylene Garcia.
I'm Brianna Shipp, and don't you forget, Titans,
Keep your tusks up and your chunks held high.